All right, let's get this thing started. I think we have waited long enough. Guys, I just want to say I am so excited to have everyone on the line. This just encourages me so much. We've literally had 1,300 and I believe it's 63 people come on to hear this webinar, and it gets me so excited to just see and network with all of you guys and share what we have to bring to the table. And as a business owner myself, I always start out by just thank you guys for coming on, because I know as a business owner, time is your most valuable resource. And the fact that you guys are giving me your time today shows your dedication to growing your business. And I am really excited about this content because I know it is going to be super profitable for you guys. I have tested this with my brother, who's a real estate agent. I've tested it with other realtors. I've seen success from these two ads that we're going to talk about today. This is all about two Facebook ads that I believe every realtor can create on their own and should be running in their business. So just a couple housekeeping things before we dive into this content. I'm going to try to speed through this. So I'm going to be talking fast, but this is all recorded, so you can reference back to it. You'll be able to watch it. We will answer questions at the end. There's actually a questions tab on your GoToWebinar. If you want to be chatting in your questions, I actually have my VP of Marketing on the line, Josh Stike. We literally spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. He just said hello. Josh, you can say hello to everyone again. So, we spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook, and Josh is our guru. He's really the expert behind what we're doing here. And so he's going to be on the line at the end of this with me. We're going to try to get to all you guys' questions. We probably won't be able to get to all of them just because of the amount of people, but keep sending your questions in, because if we can't get to you now, we're actually going to do a Facebook Live right after this webinar to continue answering your questions. And then, of course, all of our clients on the line know we have unbelievable marketing advisors that are trained up to help you answer these questions for you. If we can't get to you today, maybe we can get to you tomorrow or next week. So we want to get to your questions. For those who don't know who I am, my name's Luke Acree. I'm the president of ReminderMedia. We have been in business for 15 years. We are a sales and marketing company. And just really briefly to share with you who we are and what we believe, I tell people, and specifically realtors, I seek to help you with the most critical thing I believe is in any business. How do you stay connected with the people in your community? For if somebody wakes up today and goes, you know what, I need to sell my home, or you know what, I'm looking to buy a new home. How do you connect with them to make sure they think of you and they don't think of your competition down the road? And that's what we've been doing for 15 years. That's my passion. That's where my heart and soul goes into, is building the very best marketing touch points, the very best marketing programs to help you stay connected. So you might be asking yourself at this point, is Luke, hey, I know you guys do American Lifestyle Magazine. I know you do the digital edition. You have some social share stuff, but I didn't know you guys were into Facebook ads. I didn't know you guys were doing that. And the truth is, we don't have a Facebook ad product, a Facebook ad program that we offer our clients. We're actually not trying to make money off of this webinar today from that perspective. A little teaser, I'm hoping to get into that in the future. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to add value to your business. When my brother started in real estate about 1.5 years ago, I knew we needed to be doing Facebook advertising for his business. And so I really dove in deep with that and have learned a ton. I want to share it with you guys because I believe if I can help you grow your business, even using Facebook ads, you're going to come back and use ReminderMedia for what we have specialized in, which is when you get these leads that I'm going to teach you to create today, how do you nurture them? How do you follow up with them? How do you funnel them to the close to actually turn them into an advocate for your business? And that's what I do so well, is helping you build those nurture campaigns, helping you build those follow-up campaigns so you can actually lead them to the close. So with that being said, just to give you a summary of what we're going to cover in this webinar today, I'm going to walk you through why your business should be utilizing Facebook ads, why you should be on social media. I'm going to build for you an actual ad. I'm going to take you to the Facebook Ad Manager and show you how to build it and kind of give you some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. Then I'm going to teach you how to follow up with these leads. The leads you're going to get from this, the type of engagement you're going to get, how do you follow up with them to turn them into a client? And so, like I said, I'm going to speed through it, but let's start with why you should be utilizing social media. Here's the thing, I don't really have to talk about this long. All of you joined this webinar, so you already know the power of social media. That's why you're here today. But just some stats that will really stick with you. There's over 2 billion users on social media. The average person is spending 28% of their time on social platforms. That's literally an hour 0.72 a day. I cannot believe it. Facebook is addicting. I check mine every single morning. The average time spent is 20 minutes per visit on Facebook. So this is very clear that if you're not on Facebook for your business, you should be on Facebook for your business. It's all about getting attention. It's all about connecting and staying top of mind. Facebook is one of the silos, one of the strategies you should be using to do it, as well as Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You should be on all of them. They're free. They're not hard to use, and the users are there, so you need to be there in your business. So what do you need to do these Facebook ads? The first thing is you have to create a Facebook business page. One of the number one questions we get when it comes to using Facebook is, why can't you use your personal profile? You know, that's where your friends are, that's where all your family members are, your connections are. Why can't you use that? Just very simply put, you cannot boost an ad using your personal profile. I actually would encourage you, in my experience of even working with my brother and other realtors, have a personal profile, because the personal profile is going to allow you to connect through messaging and commenting a different way than your business page. But you need to create a Facebook business page. So that is your action item. If you don't have one of those and you're listening to this, you need to create that today. It's not hard. We have a blog post that we'll link to on this webinar that literally walks you step by step how to create it. It's very easy. The other things that you get from having a Facebook business page, which will be very valuable to you, is your Facebook business page will allow you to see insights into your users, into the people who like your page, what they're doing. It will teach you who they are demographic-wise. It will teach you when your posts are the most popular. You'll be able to leverage that and use that to understand who connects with your brand, who connects with your value proposition, so you can fine-tune your value proposition and your marketing. It's also what I really like about your Facebook business page, which I think is one of the most powerful things for a real estate agent, is the reviews. It allows you to capture reviews a lot easier than I believe than a Zillow does or a Realtor.com does. People are naturally more attuned to doing a review on Facebook than they are in Zillow. And it allows you to showcase your reviews, and it really humanizes your brand. And you can use that even in your marketing, because if they review you at 5 stars, it's that social proof. It's what people are saying about you, not what you're saying about yourself. So you have to have a Facebook business page to do the ads. The 2 ads that we're going to walk through today is, I'm going to walk you through a listing ad, and this is the one I'm actually going to build on the Facebook ad manager for you. And I can't wait to show you guys kind of the results that we received from this ad, because you might be looking at it right now going, well, that's kind of an ugly ad. And the truth is, I think it is too. But the results that we've garnered from it have been awesome. And what's so great about this is that all of you can do this. I promise you, this is literally your MLS photos. It's the description you're already writing. You're not coming up with really anything new, and you're able to boost this listing ad. The other ad we're going to talk about, I won't build it for you, but I'm going to teach you kind of the points that you need to build the second ad, which is a branding ad. So if I have any clients on the line that use our digital edition, you can use your digital edition to boost as your branding ad. It's a piece of content to garner attention and ultimately build that relationship, build top of mind, and ultimately a lead for you. So those are the 2 ads we're going to talk about. With the listing ad, one of the things that I want to point out that I think is really powerful is that in all my years of doing this and talking to realtors, they have really expressed to me, and what I've seen in the statistics is that every time they do an open house, they believe they should be capturing 2 to 4 more leads. So that might be buyers' leads most likely, or it could even be other listings. But every good open house that they run, they have found that they're getting 2 to 4 leads. In my experience of doing these ads, you can translate this online. So not only should you be getting that 2 to 4 leads from your open house, you literally can get 2 to 4 leads online by boosting your listing that you're doing. But these leads could even be different. People that maybe it's not convenient for them to actually go to the location of the open house, so you can expand your reach. So with that being said, I'm going to click off here of my slides. I'm going to go down here to, and this is our Facebook business page. So if you guys aren't following us, please follow us at RM Connect. We're doing free content on our Facebook business page. We have free marketing tips, coaching material. Would love for you guys to follow us so we can keep in touch with you and ultimately hopefully give you more value. But what you're going to do on your Facebook business page is you're going to go up to the right-hand corner and you're going to see this place where it says Manage Ads. So you would click this open. That's going to bring up your ads manager. Now this is just a kind of a demo account for me. I just goof off in here. This is not really where I build my ads, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to do it in here. But this is kind of my home page where I can get my account overview up here at the left, and then I can set up my campaign, see the ones that I have running. I can see my ad sets, which is really my audiences that I'm targeting, and then my ads that I'm going for. So over here, you'll see this green button, which is the Create button. That's where we're going to start. So I'm going to click on the Create button. So if you're in your Ads Manager, you'll click on Create, and this will take you to the campaign, basically where you're going to set what Facebook calls the objective for your campaign. And there's really 3 themes that Facebook gives you: awareness, consideration, and conversion. Now, Josh Dyke, who's my VP of Marketing, really painted a great picture for me when I was trying to express what this really is. It really is a funnel. If you look at it from left to right, you'll see that the first step of the funnel is to raise awareness. Then you want them to get them to consider buying your product, and then ultimately converting. In today's ad that we're going to build, I'm going to focus you on building this awareness and doing the reach campaign. The difference between the brand awareness and reach that I've found is your brand awareness, what Facebook's going to do in the background is they're going to try to promote your ad to people who are most likely to connect with your brand and what it stands for, what you've listed it to be on Facebook, where reach is going to try to display you to the most amount of people possible within the location that you choose, within the audience that you choose. Now, in our business here, we tend to focus on conversion. So we tend to focus on trying to convert leads, which is what you want to do. But the reason why I'm focusing on reach, for all of you who are listening to this, because what I have found in working with other realtors is their audience tends to be smaller. From this, you'll see maybe I'll have an audience of 17,000 or 25,000 people. What Facebook does in the background for conversions is it basically is boosting your ad to your audience. And then when people convert, it's trying to fine tune in the background to present your ad to more people who look like the ones that converted. Where you're going to struggle with this is that your audience might be too small for it to really be effective, to where with this reach campaign, you're accomplishing really 2 things. You're getting your name out there in front of everybody possible, but then also it gives you better chance to gain engagement. So I've had the most success with reach, so that's the one we're going to choose for this campaign. Now I come down here, I'm going to name my campaign. So I'm just going to name it 109 Listing. Just a tip, as you run multiple listing ad campaigns, make sure you actually do your naming in some form of a convention, some type of standard, because you're going to end up with 50 ads and it's going to be really hard for you and confusing for you to track and see which one's good. So just a tip there for you. So I'm just going to call it 109 Listing. I'm going to hit continue. Let's see, hopefully this loads up here. So this is really where I'm going to start focusing kind of who I'm targeting, what audience I'm going after. If you have multiple Facebook business page, I have multiple pages, so I'm going to choose, my proper page, Luke Acree here. You should probably only have 1 page if you're just starting out. But now I'm going to actually get down to targeting who I want this ad to appear to. Now, this is what's so amazing about Facebook. We're giving it all of our information for free, what we like, what we are interested in, what we're commenting on. We're giving it all our demographic information for free, and they're storing that and they're utilizing that as a way to serve advertisements to us. So we're taking advantage of that as marketers. And so we're going to start with the location. Now you can, with the location, you can target, countries, states. You can even target zip codes. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to target 19406, which is our King of Prussia zip code. That's where we're located. And you'll notice when I choose this, I want you to look up here at the audience. So there's basically, I have a potential reach up here, if you look, of 74,000 people. So my audience size is 74,000 people, which is not bad, that I can target in the King of Prussia area. Next is age. Something to think about here is, this is really when you want to think about what you specialize in, what your target audience is. So my realtor that sold me my home, his name's Brian, and he focuses actually on seniors who are downsizing. So that's really his niche and his specialty. So your age, you want to think about, with age and gender specifically, you want to think about the ad that you're running. With this ad, we're boosting a listing. So now I really want to focus on who I think would buy this listing. Something that you could use kind of as a benchmark for yourself. If you don't know who you really, are targeting with your listing, or you don't know who really tends to, go after your brand, what age, you can use like NAR's profile. I don't have 2017's number, but in 2016, I believe the average age of buying a home was 32 to 62. So you could use that as a benchmark. So just for, let's do that today. I don't know. I usually do around 25 to 55 is what I've done with the ad. But for today, let's just do 32. Let's see what it comes up with. 32, and let's go to 62. And you'll notice up here on the right, it's changing the audience size, right? So 42,000. And my potential daily reach is 670 to 1,300. And that's truly based upon my budget. So we'll get into that in a little bit. So I'm going to choose that. Gender, I'm going to choose all. So, obviously men are buying houses, women are buying houses, so they both might be interested in this listing, so I'm going to choose all. But this would really matter if you had collateral of your ad that might speak to men more than women, or collateral in your branding, like if you were boosting something that you thought this article in your digital edition would really resonate with a man or really resonate with a woman, you could segment that way if you wanted to. You also can segment by language, so if you focus maybe on like the Spanish-speaking community, you could do that. I'm not going to do that here. Then you move to the detailed targeting. So this is really where it gets fun with your audience and trying to narrow down. So some things that you want to consider when actually getting into the detailed targeting is Facebook actually allows you, it's a great one, it's called likely to move. So you'll want to put likely to move. It's a behavior that Facebook is tracking, and you can read on the side where they get it from and how they come up with it. But I'm going to choose that and see how that filters down. Look at that. It's my potential reach is fewer than 1,000. So when I do likely to move, it's saying in King of Prussia for this age group, for this gender, there's basically fewer than 1,000 people. So that's not enough for me from an audience side. So I'm going to keep adding to my target. Some other ones that I like doing that I've had success with this ad in particularly is focusing on Zillow interest. So you have Premier Agent here. So that you don't want to focus on. That's probably more realtors who are liking that. You have employer, so not that. Interest is what you're looking for. So let's see what that does to it. So that grew it to 10,000. You could also do, for this ad, we did Realtor.com. So I'm going to add Realtor.com on there. Another one that's really good is buying a home. So buying a home. So let's see. Should come up. Let me back out of that real quick. So there it is, buying a house. Sorry. So buying a house. So you can choose that. And I'm expanding my audience. I'm basically saying anybody with these interests, target my ad to. Some other things to think about, like I've done mortgage calculator before. I didn't do it on this ad specifically, but my thought process was, hey, if people are interested in the mortgage calculator, which that's one of the things you can find, then more than likely they're either a mortgage broker or they are someone who wants to know what their mortgage would be. And so I've targeted that before. One of the campaigns that I've run in the past, just giving you an idea of what you can do from a detailed targeting perspective. I've targeted renters. So if you have a listing that would be really good for a first-time home buyer or someone who's renting, it's a better deal for them for your market, you could actually target renters if you wanted to. You can do buying or selling real estate, but this is what I did for this ad. You can also exclude people. So I'm not going to exclude anybody, but you can exclude people's interests if you wanted to. Where this comes really in handy is as you create your ads and you're going back and you're looking at who's responding or who's commenting. If you're getting things that you don't really want, you're getting a certain type that you don't want to comment on your ads or something like that, you can actually exclude them. Another really powerful one that we've used is income. So you can choose income. This is really good. You know, like if you're a luxury agent, you could target people 250,000 plus. If you wanted to add that for this ad, we did 50 to 75,000. We also went up to 75,000 to 100. And then let's see, one more. Let's see. There we go. All right, so we're targeting, from a demographic standpoint, we're targeting income, we're targeting people who are likely to move, we're targeting people who are interested in buying a house, Realtor.com, and Zillow. So that is putting my audience at 24,000 and my potential daily reach at 580 to 1,200. Now, I can save this audience for later, so if this will really help you as you're creating listings, you know, all the time that they're popping up and you want to boost your listings, you know, you can save this as your listing audience if you wanted to, so I'll just save it for now, and it tells you exactly what it is, what you're targeting. Let me wait for that to load real quick. So that saved my audience. Another thing, if I edit it, so let me go back because I want to show you something. If I can also right here, I skipped this part, but I can actually target people who like my page. So this is really important when you do your branding ad, when you do your audience for your branding ad, you want to target people who like your page. And the reason why I say that is because when you're meeting people, Facebook is such an easy way for you to add to your database. So when you're meeting people at networking events, you know, at your church, whatever it is, get them to like your page, because that's going to allow you to stay top of mind with them on Facebook by running branding ads to them. It's almost like a touch point through Facebook. So you can target specifically people who like your page. You can exclude them. If you run an event like an open house, you can target people who like that event. So, you can get very detailed on this. So the next step is your placement. So after you've defined your audience, you move to your placement. And this is, I'm going to choose edit placements just so you can see, but you're actually going to choose automatic placement. But this is basically where your ad shows up. And as you hover over these, it basically kind of shows you where it's showing up and how it would look. You can target to where you can have it on Facebook or Instagram. You can take it away from Instagram. So I actually choose and would encourage you to choose automatic placement. The reason why is, one, you're trying to make this as easy as possible and turnkey for you to do it quickly, but also because Facebook, what they're doing in the background in their algorithm is they're trying to display your ad to where they believe the audience that you selected is most likely to engage with it. So they're trying to place it, and they're learning as they go of where they place it, where they're getting the best response. And so that's why I would encourage you to use automatic placement, just so Facebook takes care of that for you. Next is your budget. So this is what's amazing about Facebook right now. You can literally spend a cup of coffee a day and reach thousands of people. And so like the ad that I'm about to, that I'm running for you, that I'm going to show you the results that we got on it. The ad, we literally spent $12 over 8 days to give you an idea. And this ad has produced over 30 leads. This ad has, and I'll show you the specific numbers, but it's in the 500 clicks. So it's incredible that for $12, we've reached thousands of people and generated engagement. And so I usually suggest our ads fluctuate anywhere from $3 that we post for a day all the way up to $10. For ones that we run, like at our company and stuff, we'll go as high as $50 a day, depending on what we're trying to do and the size of our audience. You got to keep in mind that as you're running this, you want to be watching it, because just because I put $5 a day here doesn't mean I'm going to spend that in that day. So Facebook is kind of bidding on it. It doesn't mean that it's exactly going to be $5 that day. It is up to $5. So if you notice, and I'm just going to show you guys this right now, if I change this to $10, what this will do over here, I'll click off of it real quick, it will update my daily reach. So I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but my daily reach went to 930 to 2,000 versus if I go back down to 5, it's 580 to 1,200. So you can change to see how many you're going to reach, estimate. That's just an estimate, but what you would reach daily from running this ad. I would encourage you not to run it continuously. One, because you'll end up wasting your money and forgetting about it. And also because if you ran it continuously, eventually your audience is going to become static. Like it's going to be stagnant, I should say, where you're going to eventually reach these 24,000 people multiple times and they're not going to be engaging with the ad anymore because they've seen it. So you want to change your ad up. A good tip for you when it comes to your budgeting is if you see success, what we've learned in our business and what I've learned in testing this is don't add more than 25% to that ad budget at a time so you can give Facebook takes anywhere from a couple days to even up to 7 days to refine based upon what you've done with the budget. And so, we've had experience in our own business where we are having so much success and we're running an ad at like $30 a day and then we double it and the ad completely just bombs when we doubled the budget. So what we found to be successful is adding about 25% more. Now with these lower dollar figures like $3 a day, $5 a day, it's not as critical that you have to, stay at 25%. You could go up and double it from 5 to 10, but that's a good rule of thumb for you as you're thinking as you find a successful ad and it's doing well for you, add 25% more to it. Another tip would be instead of throwing more money into this specific ad, what I'm about to get into is the actual collateral of creating it, creating an ad that's just like it for an A/B test so you can throw that money into there and start A/B testing now the collateral that you're doing against the same audience. So I'm going to choose 31 days to run this. You see it shows me 31 days and it's going to cost me up to $155. What this is so great is now you have a benchmark. Now you know I've spent $155. I should be getting anywhere between 580 views to 1,200 views every single day. And so now you can look and go, what were my results? What were my engagement? How many leads did I spend for $155 for your tracking so you can get more effective and more efficient? Next is your optimization for your ad delivery. So you can optimize by reach or impressions. What this means is if you optimize by impressions, it would mean that you don't mind your ad showing to Luke multiple times, which is if you optimize by reach, you want it to show to multiple Lukes. So you want it to show to Luke, you want it to show to John, you want it to show to Susie. So I optimize by reach because my goal is to reach the most amount of people in my audience possible with my message. Facebook also allows you to do a frequency cap, which allows you to set how many times or in what time period do you want someone to see your ad. So I want them to see it one time within 7 days. So I've just kept that the same for this. When it comes to your bid strategy, what I would encourage you is let Facebook do it for you. Don't set up your own bid strategy unless you have a ton of time to be watching it and dive into it. I would not set up a bid strategy. I would let Facebook take care of it for you because they're going to try to optimize to get you as many impressions as possible for the money you're spending daily. Next, you could do ad scheduling. So with ad scheduling, I'm not going to get into it here, but where this would be effective is back when I told you when you create your business page, you have insights. Well, in those insights, you can see who's responding to the stuff you're posting, but you can also see in what time frames do you get the most engagement. So you can have your ads run on a schedule. So if you find that your audience engages better and you get more success from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., you can actually set your ad to run during that time and only that time. For this ad that we're creating, I just keep it to run all the time. So I want it to reach as many people as possible, and I want it to run all the time. But that gives you an idea of what you could do with ad scheduling if you wanted to. So next, I'm going to hit continue. And this takes me to the fun part, which is creating the ad. And the reason why I say this is the fun part is because I'm not really, I guess I shouldn't say I'm not a creative person, because I am a creative person when it comes to ideas, and I love the arts and stuff, but I'm not a designer. Like, I can't draw a stick figure even very well. So, the beautiful thing about this is that it's so simple, and what you're going to see is you don't have to be a designer to do this. You literally, if you have your listing photos and you have the description you've written for Zillow or for MLS, MLS. That's all you need to get this ad off the ground. So you have a couple formats that you can choose from. The carousel format works really well if you want to feature like multiple properties, or if you want to feature maybe the kitchen was renovated, so you have, a picture of the outside of the house, then they can scroll to the right and see the kitchen or the bathroom. So you could use the carousel. For this ad, we use single image. We have run this exact same idea, this exact same audience, this exact same idea with a video, because we record listing videos, obviously. So if you do videos at your listings, you could do a video ad. We've had a lot of success with video ads as well. I have found video ads to work better with the luxury market. So keep that in mind if you're trying to sell like a luxury home. Running a video ad for the luxury market has worked well. So choose single image, then come down here to browse library. This should be, just super simple. It will keep all your photos in there. I'm going to go to upload image, and I'm going to pull up over here. If you guys can't see, I'm just dragging an image from my folder. I have 2 screens on my computer. Wait till you see this image. It's amazing. So you just drag and drop. I'm going to exit out of that and confirm. So there we go. And I don't know why it keeps grabbing my logo, but I'm just going to exit out of that. Not sure why it's doing that. But if you see, all of a sudden the image is there, and you're probably thinking to yourself, Luke, that is a terrible image. Well, the truth is, it's like I actually don't think it's that great of an image. And when we first started creating the ad and ran the ad, I was one that actually commented and said, man, this is not the greatest of the image. There's a tree branch. But this ad has produced a ton, and I'm going to give you some thoughts on that from a psychological perspective of I think what's happening here with this image. But you notice that all you need is one of the images that you've taken from the listing or from the MLS. You notice Facebook is already pulling my business information off my business page, how I describe myself. So that's a really neat feature that Facebook's doing. It's trying to help speed up my creation of this ad. Just a tangential thought for you as a business owner. Facebook is trying to make this simple and easy. It's trying to pre-fill stuff for me. So think about your business as a realtor. When you bring people paperwork, what can you pre-fill for them? What can you do to make it so easy for them to know where to sign and what to do? Just a tangential thought for you. Hopefully a business tip maybe you'll apply, because that's what Facebook's doing on your ads, and it's really convenient. So that's my photo. I'm going to that's the mobile feed. I'm going to go to the desktop feed just so we can see how it looks on desktop. So here in your text, we did a whole webinar on creating listing ads. So I'm not going to talk too much about copy here, but if you want to go to youtube.com/ReminderMedia, you can watch our whole webinar on creating listing ads, and we actually talk about copy and what you should be doing and some tips and tricks you can use. What I would encourage you is choose, listings or stuff to promote that you are really passionate about. But what I told Steven is, what are you so excited to tell your prospective buyers? What are you so excited to tell your investors? Or what is a thing that has come on the market or that you're doing that you believe would really resonate? And I hate to use the word clickbait, but in a way you almost want it to be clickbaity, that would get people to read it, that would get people excited about it. And so he literally wrote this description for his listing or for this property here. And basically what he was saying is this is an unreal price for a home in Forest, Virginia, asking only $144,000 or $45,000. Wow. Then he puts his impression on it. I'm stunned by the price, the location. Nothing amazing in this text, but it's real. It's in what it's showcasing is this is a great deal, which is getting people to stop. So next what we do is super interesting, is we actually put our link in the text. So this is something we learned. We didn't start doing this. We didn't start putting our link in the text. But what we ended up doing was we started putting our link above the text instead of doing a website URL. So down here, if you notice, it says add a website URL. What's so interesting about this is when we started creating this ad, me as the marketing guru, the marketing company, I'm sitting here as, the marketing guy saying, hey, we need to add a call to action to this listing. We need to put a button on here so people can get more information. But what's so interesting, and this plays into the psychology that I talked about, is watch what happens when I put this link in. When I put this link, you're going to see the ad update. And let's see the big reveal. What's going to happen to this is it's going to make it look so much more like an ad. Look at this now as where it's displaying the website, it's displaying, and I can change the header text, of course, but this makes it look so much more like an ad. So I don't want to stand here today on this webinar going, the magic secret to Facebook advertising is don't, put a button on your Facebook ads, put links in your text. That's not what I'm saying, but what I want to showcase for you guys on this ad and the ads that we're having success is we ended up not putting a button on the listing ad, and it's gotten us a lot more engagement and results. And I believe the reason why is because it blends into the news feed more, and it doesn't come across as an ad as much as it comes across just as a regular news feed piece that you would see from your friends or from your family, which I believe correlates in more people clicking, more people actually reading your text, which draws them in and ultimately gets more engagement. On your branding ad, I would suggest for you to actually put a button. So when we've run branding ads, whether it's, the top 5 things you should know as a new home buyer, or it's boosting a content piece from your digital edition, we've done download now, we've done learn more. So it does depend on the ads you're running, but for this listing ad that we've run and the multiple ones we've run, I have found more success putting my link above the text than putting my link in the actual button. Next would be your URL parameters. You can actually skip this. This is if you did like a UTM. This is for tracking purposes. So I'm not going to talk about that in detail, but maybe actually we'll do a whole webinar for you guys on the landing pages and how to do tracking through Facebook ads and tracking through Google Analytics. If you want to learn more, you can visit this link, which would actually help you build the UTM. You're going to have to get a hold of your webmaster. So I won't go into a ton of detail about the tracking. Maybe we'll do a webinar on that. But that's what the URL parameter is if you have Google Analytics on your site, if you want to keep track of what's going on outside of this Facebook ad manager, you can do that. You can also use Facebook pixels for that. But there you go. That's pretty much it. Now I've created the ad, I've added a picture, I've added my descriptive text. I'm going to hit confirm. Hitting confirm for me is automatically going to set the ad in motion to go for review. If it's the first time you set up your business page, it's probably going to prompt you to enter in the credit card that you want to be charged for actually the ad budget. Facebook now reviews the ad. What they're reviewing for is a couple things. They want to make sure, obviously, it fits their policy, so it's nothing negative on there. But also, it checks and makes sure that you don't have an image that has too much text. So you can't have too much text in the images you use. Facebook frowns against that because they don't want to fill news feeds with tons of image full of text. It also frowns against if you boost an ad and your landing page doesn't match what you're actually promoting. It frowns upon that and will actually deny your ad because it doesn't want clickbait. So it's in the review process. Facebook can take up to 24 hours, usually extremely fast, sometimes right away that they approve it, but it does go through a review process. So now I hit continue. And let's see, it loads up, 109 listing, it says active. This is where I can really check now. So this is where I can judge my results that I'm getting, the reach that I'm getting. I can see the amount of impressions. I can see my cost per impressions to see for every person I reach how much it's actually costing me. So I can come back here and keep checking on the ad. I can dive into it. This is my campaign that I'm running. So I can dive into this and it will take me to my ad set, this is my audience. So the idea with any type of marketing, guys, that I would encourage you to do is A/B test. You should be A/B testing tons of different things where like this ad right here, maybe you use different text, everything else is the same, the audience is the same, the picture's the same, the link is the same, but you have different descriptive text and you run that as well as at the same time you're running this one and see which one starts performing better. So you can target the same audience. I'll click in to this to actually get to the ad. And so if I was running multiple ones, I could see right here very quickly which ad was doing better. And then, of course, I can preview my ad by clicking on it. And voila, there's my ad that would be showing up. I can skip through and see how it's going to display on all the different devices. And this is where I can go back. So now let me pull up for you guys the results. Like I said, okay, so we ran this ad for 8 days. We spent $12 on it. It literally had 3,602 people reached. 837 engagements, and $12 in total spend. The link clicks were 573. 573 people clicked on the link. If you notice, scroll down, 10 comments, 16 reactions. I think there's even more comments now since I put this together, but I think there's like 14. But people are engaging with it, all for $12. And then on the landing page, we ended up generating over 30 leads, because when you get to the landing page, a pop-up pops up that basically says, enter your name and email address to view this property. So we ended up capturing over 30 leads from this ad. And here's the thing I want you guys to realize. When we decided to do this webinar, I did not have this ad in mind. I don't even think we had this ad created. I did not come up with this ad and go, oh my goodness, we should do a webinar on this ad because this is the magic secret of Facebook advertising. We literally said, hey, we should teach people what we know so far on Facebook advertising, the successes that we're having from it, and share with them. Well, when I went and started checking on our ads, I just pulled this one up and said, oh my goodness, this one is getting great results. Let's use this one. So the reason why I share that with you guys is I don't want you to think that this is just a magic ad that is special, that this is the reason why this one's performing well. No. We have had these type of results on multiple ads that we've run, and they're so simplistic. And what I want to show you is look at these comments, guys. So we've had 14 people like, but look at these comments. This is what is translating for us on these Facebook ads. We are literally getting people tagging people. So Ryan Forrest is tagging Jesse Rivas. And chances are he's tagging Jesse Rivas because Jesse is either interested in this home, or maybe they're both interested in this home because they're together. And so it's literally, now you're generating leads. So the question is, how do you get this engagement, these likes, these shares, these people that are tagging people? How do you translate this now into leads for your business to ultimately get your property sold and to get more buyers from this? Because all these people, just like your open house, are potential buyers that don't have a real estate agent. So I'm going to go back. So I'm going to talk about following up with those comments, but I want to highlight some things on the branding ad before I get ahead of myself so I don't skip it. But with your branding ad, I'm not going to walk you through again for the sake of time creating it, but it's going to be the exact same type of audience. You're going to go in there, you're going to choose reach, you're going to define your audience the same. What you're going to add to your audience is you want to add people who've liked your Facebook page, like I mentioned. The reason why you want to add them is what I said, is Facebook is a great way for you to collect leads by literally everybody you meeting, friending them on Facebook, but even more than friending them, getting them to like your business page. So now you can keep in touch with them and advertise to them. On your branded ad, a great strategy for you is to promote stuff that is about your local community. So imagine if you're the real estate agent in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, what if you posted the 4 best parks to visit in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania? Or what if you posted, hey, 3 farmers markets that you should be aware of? Posting stuff that really makes you known as the market expert. Even market updates. Here's what's happening in the market of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. That is a great strategy to put you as the dominating force, the industry expert in your community. Also boosting your digital edition. So in your digital edition of American Lifestyle Magazine, you can literally post just the article, or you could post the whole book. We have tried strategies before where we've boosted the whole book, and we've had basically where you have to enter in your email address to receive a free subscription to the magazine. And that's been a way for us to build a database and generate leads for our clients. So you can literally build a reach campaign, build that same type of audience for yourself, who you're targeting, target people who like your business page, and boost to them your digital edition. And if you can, have a landing page that makes them put in their email address to receive it. So if you don't have landing pages, if that's too complicated for you, just have them comment on the ad. If you would like to receive a digital edition, comment on the ad below and I'll reach out to you through a direct message, or have them direct message you. It's very simple for you to start collecting information and collecting leads. So that is what I would encourage you to do from a branding perspective. The other thing I'll talk to you about with branding before we move on to the follow-up is with your branding ads. Keep in mind that with your branding ads, guys, that this is not going to be a direct result lead, meaning when you run these branding ads, don't expect leads to just rain from the sky. That has not been my experience. What we tend to do is we tend to measure ourselves in a quarter or in a month. I always give the example when I'm coaching new agents is when McDonald's runs a commercial on TV. McDonald's does not expect us to grab our wallet, our purse, run out the door, and run to the nearest McDonald's and say, I saw your commercial for a Big Mac. I got to have it. Here's my money. Give me a Big Mac. They hope that happens, but they know more than likely it's not going to translate that way. What they do is they look back over the quarter as they ran those commercials and they go, hey, did our sales go up? For more businesses like yours that can be more specific, run a survey when you are doing questions, when you get to the closing table, when you meet a client. Ask them how they heard about you and start checking that off your list. Start storing that in your CRM that they're hearing you from your Facebook ads. When we started out with Steven, we wanted to get him known in the community, so we started running these branding ads. Steven did over 30 deals in his first year in real estate, running branding ads, but not just running branding ads and then following up with the leads. This is not a plug for my business where ReminderMedia can help you follow up for the leads. Yes, I would love for you guys to use us. Some of you already do, but it's more important that I get you to understand that you've created this engagement, but if you leave it there on Facebook, it will never translate to an actual client for your business. The type of results that you're going to garner is you're going to get website leads. You're going to get people who actually reach out to you, who fill out forms. You're going to get comments. You're going to get likes and shares. So what should you do to follow up? How should you follow up with these people? It is critical that you are the first to respond. I probably sound like a broken record. You've heard this across the board, but it's critical that you respond within 5 minutes to them. So make sure you have the Facebook app on your phone so you can get in touch with them right away, that you can comment back, that you can send them an email right away. What I would encourage you guys is that not only comment back to them, but send them a direct message. So one of the tips that we've tried and one of the practices that we've implemented in the business with our realtors is that we encourage them not only respond, so Jackie's commented, you see Steven's responded, but reach out to Jackie through a direct message and let Jackie know, hey, thanks for commenting. Hey, thanks for tagging Ben Phillips. Is Ben interested in buying or selling a home? Literally reaching out through a direct message. And then we implemented a strategy that I actually learned from my realtor, Brian, is how he closed me. I showed up at his open house. I filled in an email address like normal people do. He ended up following up with me, which is the first step to success. So if you're not following up with your leads, follow up with your leads. But he ended up following up with me. But what he did was he did an awesome approach of sending me other properties that were like the property that I visited that day. So not only was he willing to give me more information about the property I visited and make sure he answered any of my questions, but then he said, hey, Luke, I thought you would be interested in X property and Y property because they were very similar to the property you looked at today, but X property has, this, that, and the other. What he's doing right there is he's giving value. When you look at your follow-up program that you have for leads, the key is what value are you giving to that potential prospect, that potential client. Most of the time where we end up failing is because we're lazy and our follow-up goes like this. Lead comes in interested in a property. In 2 days we follow up and go, any more questions on the property? Then a day later we follow up again and say, hope you're doing well. Any more questions I can help you with the property that you visited? It's so focused on that one property and not providing more value, not providing more information, and that's where we fall flat and we don't end up capitalizing on the leads that come in through these engagements like comments and shares and likes. Another tip that I'm going to give you, and I have to give credit to Michael Meyer. He's a real estate agent in New York City. He's really the guy that taught me this, which I thought was brilliant, is anytime someone likes or shares one of your posts, take the opportunity to thank them for that through a DM, through a direct message. Reach out to them and thank them for it. I'm going to tell you a personal story that happened to me. I went to a conference. There was a speaker named Lewis Howes. He does the School of Greatness podcast. If you guys don't know him, super popular on social media, big social media influencer. I tagged him in one of my Instagram stories. He ended up direct messaging me, thanking me for tagging him and hearting my story. I know maybe Lewis Howes didn't do that. He might have an intern or someone on his staff do that. But the point is, the way I felt, and this is the reality, the way I felt when I got that message, it made me feel warm and fuzzy inside. It made me feel good. And that's what you should be trying to do for your clients and your prospects. When they like your post, Send them a simple DM saying, hey, thanks for liking my post. Really appreciate it. If you ever need anything, let me know. That's going to create that warm buzz, which will reciprocate in them using you in the future, or maybe they actually tag someone that they might think is interested in the property. The key here, and what I'm saying with the follow-up to social media, your goal is to take the conversation offline. Your goal is to get it from online to actually an appointment. So from a Facebook comment to an appointment to a phone call where you can start building that relationship. How you do that is by providing value, is by sending them your digital edition, is by sending them the magazine, is by thanking them for commenting, is by giving them more, houses that are similar to the one they commented on, to let them know that you're there to help. That is where I've seen success in leveraging the Facebook ads to take that lead through the funnel to ultimately a face-to-face conversation, an appointment for you to actually close a deal. Last thing would be make sure you're adding each lead to your database. So don't miss out that when these people are commenting, so you saw like 8 to 10 comments or something there, make sure you add those people to your database. Create a new segment for them so you don't muddy up your database because they're not super qualified leads. But the point is that these people have interest. You're showcasing a product that you can service, so they have interest in that type of stuff. So you need to add them to your database. Don't make the mistake where you just leave them on your Facebook page because you will forget about them. And then once you run multiple ads, you'll never go back to collecting that information to put it in your database. One of the things that I want to give you guys is I want to give you a downloadable for this webinar. So hopefully it will help you and encourage you to understand how many leads you have to have to hit your revenue goals. We've had a lot of success walking agents through this. It's a revenue calculator that we've put together in Excel. Super simple, but it basically will allow you to plug in your numbers, your average listing price, the average commission that you get. And it will walk you through how many leads you actually need in order to hit the goal that you're actually trying to hit. It will tell you how many views you need on your ads. It will guide you in understanding how to hit your goal by doing this through ads. And so this will be available for you after the webinar. Another thing I want to point to is we have a whole webinar on the art of following up. It's on our YouTube channel as well. I don't want to keep going on and on and on, but this will teach you how to do text message, how to do email, how to do phone calls to become a phone assassin, to where you can follow up with your clients, follow up to the leads you're getting, and help you become more effective on capitalizing on those leads. So with that being said, I'm finally at the question and answers tab, or the question and answers slide. So I know that was a ton of information. Again, this is all recorded, so you can reference back to it, but I want to open it up. I know we've had a ton of questions pouring in throughout the webinar. I want to open it up to questions for you guys now. I'm going to bring Josh Steik onto the line because he's going to help me answer some of these questions because he's one of the gurus we have here. Again, we will be probably going on Facebook Live after this because I doubt we're going to be able to get to all the questions. But thank you guys so far for tuning in to this. So let's go to the questions right now. So it looks like we have a ton coming in. All right, so what is the difference between a Facebook ad and a boosted post? So I'm actually going to throw that to you, Josh, just because I'm going to take a sip of water here and catch a breath. But if you could take that question for us.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's a great question. I mean, a Facebook ad and boosted post, they've really become a lot closer than they used to be even. But the biggest thing to kind of think about is a boosted post is going to be a post that you've already put on your page and that you're going to be paying to have that post reach more people. An ad will actually not appear on your timeline or on your Facebook page. These things used to be called dark posts because you couldn't see them on your timeline. And it'll also give you some more detailed targeting options. So we typically use our boosted posts whenever we're putting out items of value, and then we'll do things like we'll use Facebook ads whenever we're optimizing for conversions or leads. The nice thing is Facebook has really brought a lot of the ads featured into boosted posts as they've really kind of limited the amount of organic reach that business pages can get. They're trying to encourage people to spend more to boost posts, which makes sense. So the best advice really here is to set up a boosted post to see how it works for your business, set up an ad, use the same criteria on each, the same creative, same spend, and then measure the results to see which one is working better for the goals that you're looking to achieve. And then that'll kind of give you some ideas on which one works best for you.
Love it. Love it. So hopefully that answers your question. Next question is, how can I share the digital magazine on Facebook while capturing their info/email address? So this is a great question. You know, I talked a little bit about this in the webinar. You can boost your digital edition just like this, where you actually, obviously you run through the same audience, you set up the same creative. The three ways that we've captured the information. One has been in landing page. So you set up a landing page where they actually, in order to get access to your book, that link that you put in the ad would take them there, and then you would want to collect on that page an email. And so you would have a pop-up. I'm assuming the person maybe asking this question might not even know how to do that landing page. So that's okay. If you get on the phone with a marketing coach here, we can help you and point you in the right direction of how you can do that. And there's some, great tools out there that you can use. I won't go into that right now because it's too detailed, but that's one way that you would collect the actual email address, is sending them to a landing page and having them fill out a form. Second that we've used, go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just gonna say you might talk about this as well, but if I could jump in, if you don't have a landing page and you're still looking to collect leads, you can use what's called a lead ad inside of Facebook, which will essentially take care of that form for you. So within the second column there with Facebook, within consideration, there's going to be a lead generation ad option. All you have to do, you set it up exactly like you would set up any ad. And then at the end of it, you're actually going to write the copy and choose an image for the form. The form appears right inside of the Facebook application. It doesn't even send somebody out to another website. And then those leads will be collected inside of your Facebook Ads Manager for you to review. So it's a great option if you don't have a landing page, if you don't have all the tracking set up. It really is a great option to be able to test and see how that works for you.
Love it. Yeah. So the first one, you can do landing page. Second one, you can actually, in the consideration theme, do an actual lead on Facebook so they don't leave. So love that. Third that we have found successful is using either a direct message, so where you actually reach out to them through a direct message where they comment in the actual ad. You'll reach out to them if they like it. You just would have to make your collateral, or your copy. You would have to make your copy clear in what you're asking them to do. So the idea would be you're boosting your ad for your digital, and you say, like this ad, if you would like to receive a free copy of my digital edition of American Lifestyle Magazine. Anybody who likes that ad, you obviously then reach out to through a DM. That's a little bit more intensive for you, but if you can't set up the actual landing page or use the lead ad on Facebook, that's another option for you. But great question. So next question is engagements versus impressions. What's the difference? And Josh, can you take that one for them?
Sure. So impressions, that's going to be how many people have seen your ad, or how many times your ad has been served to a device, whether that's a desktop, the browser, Facebook, or it's a mobile device. Engagement is what's measuring. It actually requires someone to interact with your ad or your post. So this would be a like, a reaction, a comment, a share, a click. Whenever you are doing Facebook ads and you're optimizing for something like conversions, you are paying for impressions. So that's something to keep an eye on. You're going to want to review your metrics within Facebook Ads Manager. If you go into your Facebook Ads Manager and you're looking at your campaigns, you'll actually see in the upper right-hand corner a couple of drop downs. One says columns, one says breakdown, one says export. Go into columns. That will allow you to customize the metrics that are pulling there. And then you can actually pull in the number of impressions that you're receiving. You can pull in what's called your CPM. That's cost per 1,000 impressions. You can even look at your cost per post engagement to see if, really to kind of see what each one of those engagements is costing you, if that's your goal for that ad.
Love it. Next question is, what is A/B testing? So, in marketing, you really should be testing everything. And so that's really just when you're A/B testing something, you're basically creating like that listing ad I just created. What I would do is basically do the exact same ad with one different component. So I set up that listing ad, and then that's my A test, and then I have the B test where I basically set up the exact same ad, but maybe the copy is different, or maybe I keep the copy the same, maybe the image is different. So, let's say you filmed a listing video, because I've done this with realtors before. You have a listing video, and then you have, obviously your listing pictures. So you could run two different ads. Your A test could be you run the, same audience, same copy, but it's a single image. where the B test is you're running the listing ad to the audience with the same copy, but now it's a listing video. Then what you want to obviously do is go into your ads manager where it's going to provide you the insights into how your ad's performing, which gets into what Josh was just even talking about with your engagements, your impressions, your cost that's happening. And then based upon that, you can decide which ad's performing better and where to put your resources. And then ultimately, where it helps is as you ongoing are running your listings, now you know kind of and you're refined as you go and as you're promoting more listings, what ad actually works better. All right, so we have a ton of questions coming in, but we're kind of at the end of our time. So we're going to end here, but we're going to end up going on Facebook Live. So if you go to facebook.com/RMConnect, you can find us on Reminder Media's Facebook page. We're going to go Facebook Live, and we are going to keep answering these questions. There's a ton coming through. I also want to plug our marketing advisors. We have marketing advisors that are trained up that can help you guys. I think a lot of you might need help on your first ad, but after that you'll get the hang of it real quick and be able to produce them super effectively because you can save most of the stuff that you do, like your audience. I do want to make a plug that, please follow us on our social channels. The only reason we're doing these social channels is to connect with you on a more personal level, to connect with you to understand your business better, to understand your pain points better. Because if I can understand your pain points, if I can understand what's happening to you in your business, I can be a resource for you to help you leverage that to me, so where we can serve up to you guys products and tools and different value adds that will help you overcome those pain points. So it's a big passion of mine, if you can't tell, connecting with all of you guys on social media so we can really learn, because if I can't provide you guys ROI, all I'm doing is wasting your money. So I really would love it if you could connect on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're at. Would love you to connect. This is all recorded. We're going to send it out to you guys. The slides are going to be available to you, and you can reference it back. Get on the phone with us, talk to us. We're going to go get on Facebook Live now, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you don't join us on Facebook Live, I'm going to close with, please take action on something you've heard today. If you don't have a business page, create the business page. If you've never run a Facebook ad, run a listing Facebook ad for your business. Take action. I am beyond confident, beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you run these listing ads, you will see success. And then we can help you nurture those to ultimately gain advocates for your business. So guys, have a great day. Thank you for tuning in.